Good Friday morning. Welcome to Real Talk. My name is Jerry Miller. Thank you kindly for joining us. Real Talk, an insider's guide to real estate across Central Virginia. On some mornings, an insider's guide to your heart and soul. And I think on this particular morning, it's going to be closer to that realm of things as Keith Smith and we just kind of reflect on what we're grateful and thankful for in 2019. We are lucky, and we know it, and we want to pass some of that joy to you. Judah Wickower, you're our director. Studio cam, then two-shot. 2019, my friend, has been a good one for both the Smiths, the Millers, the Whitkowers, and the friends in our ecosystem.
Amen to that, brother. I was just thinking about that on the way in. You know, what was, the most important things that happened to me in 2019? Well, the first was the birth of our grandson, who actually wasn't quite 2019, but it was awfully close to 2019. So we're just super grateful for that. But today, man, I just want to just do what you and I do well, and chat and talk about life. And if we throw a little real estate in there, we'll do that and just have a great time. But I'm going to give a shout out to our friend Judah sitting over here.
Yes.
Because I'm grateful for him.
Me too. And we have the easy job. We sit on microphones and be ourselves.
Yeah, somebody asked me the other day, could you write me something? And I said, no, stick a microphone in front of me. I'll do that, but don't ask me to write anything. So I want to start a little bit on the high level, real quick. So every Thanksgiving, our family is pretty large, and we have more people than one can count at the thing. But I start every Thanksgiving off reciting this Teddy Roosevelt quote, and it goes like this: "Let us remember that as much has been given to us, much will be expected from us, and that truth comes from the heart as well from the lips, and shows itself in deeds." And one of the things I'm thankful for in 2019 and in life in general is I've had the ability, or I've been blessed with the time, and I have a better 7/8, as we all know.
Yonna Smith.
To go out there and do deeds. Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. And I know you do, and that's the reason why I appreciate our relationship so much.
Absolutely. Yonna Smith and Laura Miller, the backbones of the Millers and Smith families, undoubtedly.
Got to throw my mother in there, by the way.
My mom as well. She's in Charlottesville. She's at home right now. We say this all the time, and I try to emphasize this. We are a lot of times kind of in her orbit, and I mean that in the most positive way. Moms and wives.
There you go.
And she is, I'm talking my wife here, the foundation of us. Allows me to work 70 hours a week here for the betterment of the family.
Sure.
Pursue the passion. I think that's the thing I'm most thankful for, family, in particular my wife and son.
So I actually prefer the word gratitude or grateful over thankful.
Okay.
It's just, to me, it just has a little bit more of a bite to it on it. But I'm grateful for so many things. Actually, I was on the way over today. I was at MarieBette, and as usual, they said they missed you yesterday. I said you guys were closed.
Yeah, I couldn't come yesterday.
I was tapping on the door. Where's my coffee? Actually, I think they kicked me out, if I think of it. Again, grateful. Shout out for them, right? I ordered $60-something worth of bread for dinner yesterday, and I completely flaked out that I was supposed to pick it up by 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And I got a phone call at 5 minutes to 2. Where are you? We're closing at 2 o'clock. And
not a lot of businesses would do that.
No. And so that's where, thankfulness and gratefulness comes from. And, we're so grateful for everybody that's sponsoring the show. But I can assure you they saved my rear end because I went, please wait for me. I'll be right there.
MarieBette, one of the kind sponsors of Real Talk. MarieBette with locations on Rose Hill and on Water Street. If you want one where you could run into this sharply dressed individual, just happen by Water Street on any day that ends in Y, and you may see Keith Smith at MarieBette, who you may think he owns stock in the company. No, No, he does not. But he does lead the Water Street location in points accrued.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
As of this morning, I'm still the leader.
Still the leader.
Yeah.
And last Friday, you passed on those points.
I did.
Joseph Gentile scooped him up.
He did. I'm not too happy about that, but that's okay. But we're gonna again, much is given, must return back, and we've been given so much. I was thinking on the way in today, what I'm grateful for, what I'm thankful for, and this may sound a little passe or, an easy thing to say, but it's never material things. I'm never really grateful. I mean, I'm thankful and I'm grateful that we can support our families and do the things that we do. But what I am most grateful for, particularly in the business that we're in, is the relationships. That's what, I told somebody the other day, I don't work a day in my life. I've never worked a day in my life. I literally have never worked a day in my life because I get up every morning. I love what I do. I love my relationships. I love our relationship. My daughter's a little concerned. I think we have a bit of a man crush going on. With
it's true. It's which one? Is this
both of them?
Okay, both of them.
Damn it, both
of them. On the East and West Coast.
Literally, I got one on one side, one on the other side. Just.
You have a beautiful family.
I thank you. I do. I'm thankful and I'm blessed for that. But it's about our relationships, and I was just really thinking this morning, what am I grateful for, and so I'll kind of bounce it past. We kind of play a little bit off of each other a little bit. So what relationship, other than ours, of course, and your better 7/8, what relationships in your life that you were thankful for?
Well, I think you said it so well. I think you and I both are. We've been blessed with the gift of human connection. We enjoy people. We feed off the energy of that human connection and being around people. I think I'm in the business of relationships as well. 11 years of doing this. Double-digit revenue growth every year for 11 years. We're at the point where it's not about, chasing as it is much about servicing what we have and being thankful for it. Now, if business comes in, of course, we're going to service it if it fits our model and be happy that it came in. But I enjoy our clients. I enjoy working alongside, you. I enjoy working alongside the Wells family at Interstate and Scott Wagner and Patty and all these clients. I really do. And I think if each year that goes by when we work alongside these clients, just like your business, our relationships grow stronger. And we're getting invited to weddings and christenings.
Oh, wow.
And getting Christmas cards and saying, do you want to come over after Thanksgiving for a Thanksgiving Day drink?
Sure.
And that does not always happen in business.
No. You're very lucky. You're very blessed. You should be grateful. That's a sign of success. Money is money. You can always make money. That stuff is hard to make.
Right. When they transcend, like I feel with you, when it transcends the business and gets into friendship. You gave me a cookie for my son this morning. Now, it just happened to be wrapped by Yes Team Branding and Yes Team Marketing all over it, okay? But you gave me a cookie for my son, Keith Smith.
Well, let's be clear. Yonna said, make sure you
give it. It's for Yonna. Keith, come on. You know that was near and dear from your heart.
Totally. No, it's, to be clear and honest, Yonna said, don't forget to give this to Jerry.
I love you, Yonna Smith. I see you're watching right now. Thank you for being the better 7/8, Yonna.
Oh, yeah, God love, yeah. So the other thing I was thinking about what I'm grateful for and thankful for, and this may come across a little odd, I am thankful and grateful for my failures.
Oh.
I am more... of course, I learned from them, but I'm very thankful for failures. I'm very thankful for that because it kind of resets the button. You go, okay, now that doesn't mean I restrict. I live in fear. We've had this conversation before. I don't. But failures are something that one should be, in my opinion, thankful for, and and a little gracious. And what I was hoping would happen today is, I know today's a tough day. You know, today's the day after Thanksgiving, and we got a little bit of a football game, I think, going on.
I'm going.
I know that, and I was given a specific time. I have to shut up.
I did not say that.
I'm only kidding.
I did not say that. Your wonderful daughter's watching the show right now.
Which one?
Yvonne.
Really?
Yeah.
God bless her. That's...
What? So that's 9:27. She can wake up and... No, excuse me, 7:27.
That's exactly right.
7:27. She says, Mom and Dad have always gone out of their way to make others feel special, especially around this time of the year.
Yeah. Actually, my most favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Then she just said, Dad, I want to buy a $750,000 home. I just joking. I didn't say that. She didn't say that.
Well, I know you're lying because it's $850.
It's $850. Is that now the Seattle market?
Dude, man, I tell you.
Seriously, that's the starting point?
We were...
Is that starting?
Oh, yeah. And you got to put some work into it, too. We were wandering around her neighborhood when I was out there. And, you know, it's, you know, once you have this stuff in your blood, I know what you do when you're marketing and advertising, you open up a piece of marketing and you go, really? Or, you know, you just kind of seek these things out. So I had my Realtor app, Realtor.com app on, and we're looking at these houses, and I was like, man, $850, and we went and looked in it, and, you know, it needs a ton of work, but we could put auxiliary dwelling units on there to offset the income, so that was a little exciting.
When you pitched that to her, was she like, Dad, no ADUs, Dad, no ADUs?
Yeah, she said, shut up. No, she didn't. But yeah, you know, I started going off the rails and going, look, this is a great opportunity. We can do this. We can go. And she goes, Dad, it's okay. Slow down. Yeah, so, you know, we're just super blessed. We've got wonderful children and wonderful wife, wonderful family, and you know, it's. So I'm going to kind of pivot a little bit. You know, I kind of said I'm failures. Have you had any failures that you've learned from your life? Would you want to share any?
Oh, absolutely. I talk about this all the time. So the two businesses that are running now, it's the advertising agency is 11 years old. The real estate investment portfolio is 6 years old. Prior to launching those two businesses, I had two businesses fail. I opened in 2008 while I was a TV, radio broadcaster, syndicated radio and TV host, and a print columnist for the newspaper. I chose to take the revenue. I was doing really well. I had some money I wasn't using. I chose in 2008 on Ivy Road, right next to where that Papa John's is, on Ivy Road. You know that shopping center?
Yeah, sure.
I chose in 2008 to invest and launch a luxury retail sunglass business. Now, you talk about the wrong time in your entire life to sell $500 sunglasses. Was you launch a business, you put $30,000 into it in early 2008, and then the you-know-what hit the you-know-what at the end of 2008, and people were not buying $500 sunglasses. They were buying $5 sunglasses.
Or no sunglasses.
Or no sunglasses at all. Or going like this, you know, in the sun. The worst possible time. But what I learned from that was I learned to be more mindful of national trends because they eventually will impact Charlottesville. Even though we're somewhat insulated because of the university, they will trickle down. I also learned that I need to be actively involved in the business. I thought I could run this business from afar without being in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I learned a lot from it. You learn, I don't know about you, I feel like I've learned more in the strikeouts than I have in the home runs.
Well, that's literally what I'm saying, the strikeouts, failures. Failures are, it's a word I don't really like so much.
Right, because we're positive people.
Well, it's that, but, you know, it's not a test, right?
Right,
you know,
right.
You know,
Ooh, go down that road. I want to learn from that.
Yeah, so it's not a test. It's not like, okay, I failed to study, therefore I failed the test, or you know, something like that. You know, what you did was you took a risk.
I took a risk.
Right?
Yeah.
And you know, and the risk did not pan out.
Right.
I don't want to use the word failure,
yeah,
but it didn't pan out. But you learned something from that, so you're thankful for that. You're grateful that you've learned. What I'm hearing is that, hey, if I'm going to start a business, I need to be hands-on.
I've got to be razor-focused.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or hire the right person to do that.
And neither happened.
Yeah.
And then the economy went down the drain. Yeah.
So I'll tell a story about
I would love to hear this. Is this the construction story?
No, I don't think I've ever told you this story.
Okay.
So those who watch the show know that I spent pretty much the first half of the 80s behind the Iron Curtain. I was in the Soviet Union, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia. I was living under communism, my wife and I, for half a decade or thereabouts. And so the wall came down, 89. I'm in the development construction business. I'm going to try to shorten this story because it's a little long. But the genius sitting across from you decided, hey, let's sell prefabricated houses in Eastern Europe, right? And I went and...
Tell them what prefab houses are.
Yeah, so in this particular case, they were stress-skin panels, which is even more difficult to explain. It's basically a styrofoam cup or foam with two plywoods on either side. And what I ended up doing was designing this product. Went and hired a company out of Pennsylvania that made it, and literally, and this is an important part of the story and the lesson to be learned, we designed them so they actually were cam locked together. It's like literally, just imagine building a house out of Legos. We designed this. Spent about a year, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, ended up making a relationship, and I knew at this point that probably should have went down, and this is going to be a story about I should have been on the ground. It's made a relationship with a Hungarian engineering firm and former East German sales / construction company that was run by the Turks. We had a company in Pennsylvania. I designed these things, put them in a container, just super thought out. Went over there, but in Eastern Europe, or excuse me, in Europe over there, they don't have like, you go to a subdivision, you have all these model houses. They put them in what they call a Muster house. Actually, it's in a covered auditorium. Owned by a French company, right? So I got
a lot of nationalities there.
A little bit of nationalities in there. So I fly over there. I spend 6 weeks, teach them how to put it together, blah, 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 blah. Having a great time, come back. So the company in the former East Germany was responsible for sales. So 2 weeks go by, I make a phone call and go, hey, no sales, what's going on? Oh, yeah, we need more time, Okay, no problem. 2 weeks more go by. Hey, no sales. Something don't feel right, so I fly over. The master hall, owned by the French, has chains on it. Not a good start. So I get in there, and the house is gone.
What?
It's gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
So I taught them how to put it together. I also taught them how to take it apart.
Oh, no. And where do they take it?
So I own a house. My wife and I own a house in Russia. The Russian mob. God is my witness. A true story.
Boris lives in that house right now.
I believe so. So the Russian mob literally took it apart. I walked away, literally took it apart, and reassembled it someplace in Russia.
Get out.
Yeah.
So the lesson you learned was shoe leather on the streets at all times.
Well, that's what made me think of the story. That was my failure. We lost a considerable amount of money. Not only that, but there was family members involved in it on the other side of Europe, so that was a whole family thing. But that's what I learned. I was grateful for that. Okay, if I'm ever going to do something like this again, I need to make sure I'm there. You
know, Amazon is now trying to sell prefab houses.
Yeah, who started that?
What do you mean?
No.
Keith Smith did.
No.
In Eastern Europe.
No.
Who?
You used to be able to buy houses in a catalog. What company started that?
Was that Sears?
There you go.
It was Sears?
Sears
started prefab houses out of a direct mail catalog?
That's exactly right.
Really?
You can Google them, and it was in the late 1800s, early 1900s. You would actually pick a house out in a catalog, and they would ship it in pieces to it. Those of who listening have ever been to Cape Charles, there's quite a few of them in Cape Charles because they came down on the rail.
Interesting.
Google it sometime. But it's funny because whatever is old is new again. But that's what you used to do. You can open up a catalog, pick out a house, and it gets shipped.
Do you think they will do well with that?
Yeah, I think anything that Amazon pretty much puts its hands on.
Yeah.
As long as it's thought through, it's right. So the problem with that is it's like, okay, it's not like buying this iPhone. It shows up, you plug it in, and it plug and play.
Immediate gratification.
Well, it's easy to operate.
Yeah.
that's not going to be easy to operate, right? So one of the reasons, Amazon is going to be in our space, right? And we've talked about this before on the show, and I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it because I think all they're going to do is drive traffic to qualified, trusted advisors of real estate agents. I'm excited about it, to be honest.
This reminds me of a conversation I had today, and off air I'll tell you who. But somebody came in, and first they were looking for, like, can we join? I want to join your team.
Oh, really?
He said, I want to join your team.
Day after Thanksgiving.
And this was this week.
Wow.
So this was Monday. And I'm like, well, right, we're good. Things are good.
Mm-hmm.
Things are running smoothly. It's like, we're good right now. I'm happy to hold the resume. Then he, immediately after showing the resume, wanted to join the team. He said, I'm thinking, you know what? I'll just go ahead and launch it myself.
Oh.
And I was like, well, that's a sign right there if you're going to go. But anytime someone says to me that I want to open an advertising agency or a digital advertising agency, initially, the business is 11 and a half years old. A couple years in, it made me nervous. Now it's gotten to the point where I'm like, go put knowledge out there that this service exists. Go struggle, and then the clients be disenchanted. And now they're in tune that this is an opportunity, and then they'll end up going to the one that has the most market share, us, and be successful and have success. So that's basically what you're saying with Amazon. Amazon's going to get folks out there that are more educated, and then they're going to end up finding a trusted advisor because they can't get that from Amazon.
No, Amazon is just only going to get you halfway there,
right?
And Zillow and all this stuff, and it's an interesting thing. And I know we're getting a little bit off track, back on track, right?
Right, real estate.
Duh. That's right, Real Estate Show Smith. Real
Talk, an insider's guide to real estate.
Got it. I remember that. I'll get a tattoo. But yeah, it's and I won't quote the exact statistics, but Realty, mm-hmm. which is a real brick and mortar firm, they trade on the stock, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. On the street. Their valuation, their cash that they have is pretty minimal, but the volume of sales that they do, and I'd have to dig up the exact numbers, but you get something like Compass, right? Redfin. They're such a minority percentage of the real estate market, but their capitalization is off the charts, like hundreds of percentages over Realty. So what is that telling me? Well, that's telling me is that everybody's betting on the next Amazon, right? Just to talk a little bit about that kind of thing. But what's good about that stuff, in my opinion, it just drives people to this. We talked about this before, and I absolutely love millennials, love working with them, just absolutely love it. But their brand loyalty is off the charts. It's like 80, 90%. And they will eventually put this down. We talk about this all the time. They'll put this down. But so that's all these things will do. And they will drive buyers and sellers to folks that can really help them get across the line.
Right, and that's good for everybody. This portion of the program, thanks to some folks that can absolutely help you. Sure. Bill Tucker and Charlottesville Settlement Company, Keith.
I love the heck out of Bill Tucker. I love the heck out of Katie West. And just to put an example to it, the level of professionalism, and we talk about this on the show all the time. Bill was on vacation. We had a closing that's going a little sideways. On vacation, down south, in Florida, on the beach. I got a phone call from him. Let's figure this out. You don't get too many lawyers that will do that. I can't
think of a single one, except for Bill Tucker.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure there's some other ones out there. But, that's the kind of, hey, I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful we work with professionals like that. I'm thankful and grateful that we have these folks that help us get across the line. And Bill's one of them, and we made some magic happen. We bounced some ideas back and forth, and we both agreed on a path, and we made it happen.
Charlottesville Settlement Company and Bill Tucker, great choice to help you get through the closing process. Yonna, your beautiful 7/8. I am grateful for the opportunity to impact and earn the trust of so many wonderful people in our community. It's all about human connection for us.
See, and she's smart.
She is smart.
Yeah, totally. And in about 2 sentences, that's what I've been trying to say for the last 15 minutes.
You tightened it up really nice for us, Yonna. Thank you very
go.
much. Now, you were talking about what abilities do I have that I'm grateful for, Q Smith?
Yeah, so we do that at the end of each show, right? We do this what do we call it?
Running the gauntlet.
Running the gauntlet. What do what are you thankful for and all this kind of stuff. So I'll tell you personally, I tend to focus on my attributes that I'm not happy with more than I'm happy.
Which are they? You have a ton of positive, great attributes.
Well, I don't write well.
Yeah, you say that. Yeah.
Well, I don't. So and it's because of I got attention deficit syndrome, and I'm dyslexic, so everything I read is backwards, which is it's fun when you're trying to do a contract and all the words.
That's why Yonna does the contracts.
No. We both do that.
Okay.
But yeah. So I think what I'm most thankful for in my life, as far as my personal attributes, is I don't know if it's a positive or negative, but I don't give up. I'm very tenacious. Once I sink my teeth into something, I sink my teeth into it.
Or how about when someone says, no, that's not possible, you can't do that, the odds against you. Doesn't that just fuel your fire?
Yeah, that's a mistake.
All right, it's a mistake.
Total mistake.
You and I are extremely similar.
Yeah.
Extremely similar. If someone ever says to me, that's not a smart move, even if it's not a smart move, I'm going to go do it.
No. We have to have a little life lesson here, Jerry.
Okay, please.
Because if
you have the benefit of 10 years of experience over me here. 10 years.
Really?
46, aren't you?
No,
You're 46,
no,
right?
I'm not. Dude, really?
Come on, you're aging well.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. I have to check.
A boomer with a millennial's energy.
Yeah. Add a decade to that, a little bit plus.
What's the life lesson?
Yeah, so the life lesson is if somebody kind of dares you to do something, don't do it for that reason.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You speaking from experience?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Well, when I was younger, that's what I would do. But, age kind of helps out a little bit. If you truly believe you can do it and somebody says you can't do that, that's a different animal, different path. If somebody just says, hey, Jerry, I bet you can't jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, and you're going, oh, show you. Come on now. Right? I know you're not talking.
That's different. I'm not talking about that stuff.
I know.
And you know what's really changed for me is having the little boy.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The affinity for risk is not as strong as it once was.
That has not changed my affinity for risk.
You still love risk?
Love is a strong word.
Yeah.
It doesn't, if you're...
I'm just more mindful there's more mouths to feed.
Yeah, I get that. But we talked about failure, right? One of the things I'm super thankful for, and, Yonna and I have had this conversation literally this morning, we're very fortunate, very thankful, very gracious that financially we're doing well.
Right.
But we can live on not well, just as easy as we can well. We've been there, done that.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for that life lesson. We're thankful for. Do we prefer to do that? No. But if we have to, we can. So it doesn't scare me so much. I have no fear of loss of that nature. Now I fear, God forbid, health problems. And it sounds so cliche-ish. I'm thankful for my health. Man, I really am. I'm really thankful for the health of my family around us, because without that, you can always make more money, right? We talk about this all the time. Can't make more time. Can't make your health better once it starts going to certain.
You got a daughter, wife, and brother-in-law watching right now.
Oh yeah.
You got James Watson. He says we're looking sharp.
We had Thanksgiving at his house yesterday.
The new one.
The new one, yeah, it was outstanding.
Lachlan Hill.
Lachlan Hill.
Okay,
Can't get the address.
Not give the address, James. Sorry, James. Sorry.
Almost did it.
A beautiful new home in Albemarle County.
Well, there's so many new houses in Lachlan. You got to pick one up.
It's a beautiful new home in Central Virginia.
There you go.
Beautiful new. How was that?
It was great, man.
Yeah.
I fried.
Sorry, James.
It's okay. Yeah. Well, we were supposed to have coffee this morning, but somebody didn't meet me over there. But yeah, so it went great, man. We're a pretty large, in your face, diverse family.
Give us the dynamic.
Oh, boy.
Got some Italians.
We got Italians, we got Irish, we got African Americans,
Eastern
we got
Europeans.
Latinos, we got Eastern Europeans. We have, I think, only 2 dogs in this one, which was good. I think those are the ones that kind of did that. And God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. James will chime in, either 7 or 8 nephews, little nieces and nephews running around. So.
Did you have some gin?
I did not drink yesterday.
Okay.
I am trying to lose a few pounds, so I'm backing off a little bit.
Why are you shedding the LBs?
Just trying to get sharp and good looking.
Going to the beach, that's why?
Oh, don't you bring that up. Yeah, going to the beach. Going to the beach. Yeah, but so we had a great time. So which daughters are watching?
Yvonne,
got it. Yasmina's not watching. She doesn't like me anymore.
Do we want to? No. Yasmina, where are you? Yonna, get Yasmina on the feed for us, please.
Well, she does this every day of the week, right?
Yeah.
She's the makeup artist, and she's off today. But we did FaceTime with our grandson this morning. So
how's he doing?
Doing great. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for Apple, right? We can get to FaceTime. I don't know how we could stay connected with our family that's so far separated without this.
My mom literally said the same thing yesterday. My brother and I got my parents a real nice iPad. Mm-hmm. And they are not the most tech-savvy individuals, but we've showed them FaceTime and text. And she says all the time, it's like we're right there with you.
So how old are your parents?
My dad turned 70 in April, mm-hmm. and they're both 69.
So my father just turned 80. My mother, she's got me convinced she's still 35. So,
your mom in Brooklyn?
No, we all live here.
Oh, she lives here. She lives at the lake?
Yeah, sure, yeah. We all live here. The only of the 5 of us, my sister Kelly lives in Jersey.
Okay.
In Nutley, New Jersey.
Well, you should be thankful for the proximity of having family in the area. We do not have that. It is challenging.
Yes. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword.
True.
But
fair.
Within 10 to 15 minutes, I have all my family members around us.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. We that is a blessing. That is something to be thankful for. And my uncle just moved down from New York, and actually, as soon as we finish here, we're going to help him find some property out west.
Fantastic.
So,
a good example is my brother lives in California, in Los Angeles, with his wife and 2 kids. He just literally, for his work, he has to travel. He literally got back from Dubai on Wednesday, and they were doing Thanksgiving, just the 4 of them, solo in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So we did the whole FaceTime, and got the cousins, my son and his son and daughter, like interacting on FaceTime, and mom saying hi, and we're saying hi. And it's special. It still is nice to have them in the room with you, where your brother and your dad and myself, we can get into some arguments about football or how you cut the turkey. My dad doesn't abide by that rule, and sometimes that goes down a rabbit hole. He's so passionate about it. It is a tough topic. Yeah. It is a tough topic.
Yeah, well, yeah,
especially passionate people.
Yeah, we're really good about that. No politics, and we have a pretty diverse family. We also have diverse opinions, and we're all New Yorkers or partly.
So you're not afraid to voice them.
We are not afraid, but we have a straight rule: no politics. It's kind of like on this show, no politics. Keep it high level.
This portion of the program, thanks to our good friends at Towe Insurance, Keith.
Yeah. So as we said all before, Z saves us a bunch of money. If you want to save some money, head on over that way. So, what opportunity in 2019 you were thankful for, other than this, of
meeting
course.
The Yes Team Realtors? What opportunity? That's a good. So 2019, this show and this concept really started taking off.
Yeah.
And it was a big risk. A lot of folks that are close to us. I had a talk to Mrs. Miller, my wife, who's also director of operations here. So she not only works in the business, but has to deal with me when I get home from work,
sure,
when I'm thinking about the business. So it's tough. Yeah. She's in a tough spot. And we said that when we were going to launch the show, like this equipment, this set, all the stuff that goes with it, the manpower, sure, I mean, just the equipment itself is roughly $35,000. And I said to her, we're going to go down this road. She goes, you're going to take $35,000 and you're going to invest it into a talk show on Facebook. What? What are you talking? Are you serious? And I said, I think this is going to work out. I think Charlottesville needs it.
Oh, yeah.
I think putting positive energy and showcasing the evangelists of the community like the Keith Smiths and the Yonna Smiths is going to be great for the community in totality. Liza is obviously thankful for squirrels over here. That's Liza, the I Love CVille mascot.
There you go.
But it's worked out, so I'm thankful for that opportunity.
It's funny. I had somebody ask me the other day. They go, "How's the show going?" I said, "It's great. I love it. This is what I've been waiting for, frankly, for quite some time. This opportunity, saw it. Right. This is what I'm thankful for. We saw an opportunity. We took it. We jumped on it. But it's funny. Some folks were like, "Well, are you getting any sales out of it?" And I was like, well, then you kind of missed the whole point of the show. That's not really what it's right. Look, it's great to promote one's business
Sure.
and all this kind of great stuff, but that's not what this is about. That's not about this. It's about sharing information, getting information out there. If it should turn out to generate business, hey, that's great too.
Right. And it has, though. Can we emphasize that? It has.
It has, but it's not the reason why I sit here.
Right, I know. Well, and on top of that, like, you are, you're good in this role.
No, I don't know about that.
You are. You're good in this role. You're good with words. You're a leader. And one of the
Small words.
one of the things that I've been impressed with, and it takes vision to do this, you are bridging broker gaps. And what I mean by that is you have brokers from competing firms sitting and sharing your platform. It's brilliant.
Well,
Not everybody would do that.
yeah. I don't think I've ever been called brilliant, but thank you very
It's smart,
much.
though.
Yeah, never been called out either. But so it's about promoting co-brokerages. It's about getting information out there. You know, what we do for a living is, again, so relationship driven. You know, if there's a good relationship between you and another broker or agent, that's a good thing for everybody, right? It moves the ball forward and all this kind of great stuff. But yeah, I would say I'm thankful, and I'm not saying this because I'm sitting here, but I'm thankful for this opportunity. As you know, I shared the same intrepidation from my better 7/8. You know, is this really something we want to do?
Trepidation.
Did I say the right
It's
word?
trepidation.
Okay. See, I told you I wasn't good with those big words.
Okay, we're on the same page. I speak Smith. Is it weird that I'm finishing your sentences now?
Yeah, a little
strange.
A little strange. Well, it's funny because, you know, I text you. I said, hey, this is what I want to do for the show this today. And normally, as you know, I prepare pretty intently. There was another big word. And I didn't even do anything but write a couple of notes down this morning and was just looking forward to chatting with you and burning a little bit of time.
I think it's easy because we have strong chemistry. We've been doing this for a while. I think you also have done a really good job of getting some fabulous businesses a part of your program, like Mike Bittrick and First Heritage Mortgage.
Yeah, and you know, it goes back to the relationship building and building trusted advisors and trusted relationships. And, you know, Mike, we talk about this all the time, can make some magic happen, particularly in the new construction world, which is a little bit challenging sometimes from the financing perspective. But, again, it's all about relationships and sharing information and getting out there.
How about what happened to you today, yesterday, this week, this month, this year that you're grateful for?
So, today.
Great question.
No, yeah, I know that. You're reading my notes. I should have put who's asking what.
I know you should have. I'm stealing your thunder.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you. Look, what I'm grateful for today. So every morning, when Yonna and I wake up and we look at each other, we start our day off. Hello. Hello. Love you.
What time is that? Usually.
This morning, about 5.
Okay.
A little late, actually.
Okay. Wow.
But, yeah, so what I'm thankful for today is I put my 2 feet, got out of the bed, on the ground, stood up and say, hello, hey, greeted the day, let's go do this. That's what I'm thankful for today. What was the second part of the
How about yesterday?
Oh, well, yesterday was Thanksgiving, so I was grateful to sit around a table and stare at a pretty eclectic family. I'm very thankful and grateful that I can sit across the table with all different ethnicities, different beliefs, and we can just love on each other. That is, I would encourage you to come out for dinner one time with my family.
Yeah.
You'll walk away from it going, wow, we're just, nobody's points fingers, nobody says you're this or you're that. It's just a real loving environment. A little crazy, but a loving environment.
And there's no beverages.
No. I didn't have any.
Oh, I'm just saying, so there are beverages.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that helps.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're 100% right. There is alcohol being consumed, and we still do this.
That says something.
That says quite a bit.
That says quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yonna says, let's not forget the Central Europeans, gentlemen.
I apologize.
So it's Central Europeans.
Central Europeans.
And it's all about teamwork on many levels, and the more relationships we can build, the better. And she says, I'm thankful that I woke up breathing for a reason, so grateful for every day that I have on this earth.
Yeah, again, this might be somebody that is knocking on 60, start talking like this, but it's really, hey, man, Michael Guthrie, right, Roy Wheeler Realty, right, one of our sponsors, our brokerage that we hang our licenses on. Michael had a really serious health scare. He's a little older than Yonna and I, and and I'm so thankful for him because I'm watching him. He's really retooled his life a little bit and focusing on getting his health better.
Roy Wheeler Realty Company, one of our kind sponsors. Rick Tamburino.
Hey, simplify, Marie.
Shades of Green. Shades of Green, gentlemen. He's offering that commentary. Caitlin Mancini's watching the program.
Hey,
Roger
Caitlin.
Voisinay watching the program. We got folks at Nest Realty watching the show right now.
So let's do something. Let's shout out to some of those folks out there. Maybe they can chime in what they're thankful for, and we can play off of that a little bit.
Yeah. Any of you guys watching the streams, put in the chat box what you're thankful for, and I'll relay to him. 4 Marines watching. Bellamy Brown's watching.
There you
Christopher Eagle, who's itching to come on this program, is watching the show. Brent Lillard, Carla Hernandez, Stacy Brookman, Gary Palmer, State Farm. We have a new sponsor on the horizon in December.
We do. We're going to wait for December, though.
Okay. Want to wait?
We're going to wait.
We're going to tease it.
We're going to tease it.
I like that. Look at you getting to be an experienced broadcaster.
Oh, am I really?
That's a tease in the game. That's a tease in the business. That was nice.
So a question for you.
Please.
What have you taken... let me see if I can rephrase this. What have you taken for granted this year? Something that
I know that.
Yeah, something, to me, that's stuff I think about all the time. Okay, what am I taking for granted? What did I not do? Did I not stop by and see somebody that's hurting because it was too difficult? That's something I try to work on very much so. So, I really try to go out of the way if somebody's hurting or somebody needs help. And I struggle with that, I'm too busy, I got this, I got that. So that's something we take sometimes what successes we have and the positive we have for granted. I tried to do that. On the way over, I picked up 2 cups of coffee. The gentleman that was sitting on the downtown mall, I handed him a cup of coffee and say, Happy Thanksgiving, have a great day, and walked on. This
is what sometimes I do, and she may or may not still be watching here. And I've talked with you about this before. This is my main struggle as the primary earner. In fact, the businesses support the family. I struggle with working hard to support and to provide, but realizing it comes at the expense of being there in real time.
Sure.
So what do I take for granted? Occasionally, and she would say maybe more than occasionally, I take for granted my better half.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sitting over at that desk or upstairs grinding.
Sure.
As opposed to living in the moment. And you remember when you were building your business? and you were just like grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. Sometimes you don't see the forest through the trees.
So I do that every day. And that's, but I'll beg to differ with you.
Okay.
She is working with you every day.
Literally.
She's working
with me every day.
She's working with you every day.
Yeah.
There is not a day that goes by that you are not working together. You physically may not be in the same place, but you're working together as a team.
1,000% true.
Yeah. So, my takeaway would be that, and that's what we always work. We've been married for 33 years, together 34 years, working together for 33 years. We've just gotten to the point that we're kind of like we're finishing each sentences.
Yeah.
We know what I'm good at, she knows what she's good at, and we just instinctively move forward on this stuff. But I would beg to differ with you. You do have a business partner. It's called your wife.
That's true.
So
that's true. What do you take for granted?
That's a great question. I think sometimes I get wrapped up in what I'm doing, and I take for granted my family. I would agree with that. I take for granted my family. I sometimes don't, look at this, I'm getting choked up. I don't reach out to my mother and father as much as I should. Even though they're 5 miles away, I don't, because I got a meeting, I got something to do, I got all that stuff. So that's what I take for granted. Even though I love my family and we're big in each other's faces, sometimes I take them for granted, and if I do, I deeply apologize to them for that. I need to improve on that.
And you're fortunate in that they live close to you. I'm the same. I fall in the same. Mom and Dad, if you're still watching the program, I can do better at communicating, and we'll strive to do that in 2020. Yeah. I promise you that. I think we have to throw what others in our life have. This is a little backwards, Keith.
I made a mistake.
You made a mistake.
I'm trying to be professional. And
the words are backwards here. Okay, it's okay.
I told you I can't write.
I can read Smith as well.
Is the show over yet?
Others
Look at that.
In your
It's
life,
over.
what have others done that you're benefiting from in your life, even if I don't know who those people are?
Give me
That's
that back.
good. That's here you go. You can have this. That's a good question right there. You did come up with some good questions there.
You should just call me out in front of a couple of 100,000 people. That's okay. So ask the question again.
Others in your life that you're benefiting from in your life, even if you don't know who those people are.
So, as a Marine, as a serviceman,
Yes.
as a vet, anybody who puts a uniform on.
Right.
Flat out, done, finished.
And can we even take that as even further than, to the police, the
Sure.
EMTs, firemen?
Sure. Well, we come from a family of service.
Right.
Right. So it's something we know well as a
Even
family.
the teachers.
The list would be so long.
Right.
We would not be able to finish it. And as you know, who she's watching, our youngest daughter is a teacher, and even though one thinks they understand what teachers do or how they contribute to us and to be thankful for them, until I really involved myself in that world and listening to what Yvonne is talking about, I won't call out a particular situation that she's in, but she took on a class as a substitute, and unfortunately the system is not really letting her do her job. And, she's just putting 110% in, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, don't care. Well, she cares what the rules are, but...
she's a Smith.
She cares about the kids and not about the paycheck, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, these people who serve us, right, that you don't see, right? And it's something that I do, right? Before I came here, and it's something that I try to religiously do, is say thank you to people.
You're really good at that.
Well,
you really are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get text messages at 5:15 in the morning. I'm thankful for you, Jerry, for what you're doing for us, and I do appreciate them. You're really good at that.
Well, because I mean it.
I know you do.
And
it comes across sincerely.
Yeah, I mean it because, what I'm thankful for and what I know and what I give gratitude to is I know for sure I can't do this on my own. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the level of intelligence.
The time.
Or the time.
Yeah.
But I go out of my way to say thank you. Can I get better at it? Absolutely. I was on the way over here, I had breakfast at MarieBette, and I went back to the kitchen and said, hey, guys, thanks for what you're doing. Have a great day. How long did that take? 5 seconds?
Maybe.
And just didn't want nothing, don't need nothing, just want to say, hey, thanks.
And we've also talked about this. We never know where someone is at any given day in their life, emotionally or physically.
Absolutely.
And the strongest people perceived, not often, but at times could be the most vulnerable.
So that's something that I'm thankful for and something I'm trying to learn better at. And again, we get wrapped up in our lives. I know I do.
Me too.
And sometimes you get so laser focused on something. I don't really understand that, you might be going through something and I'm not really taking into consideration that. But yeah, and I try to get better at it. I think this world would be a much better place if everybody just stops and say, hey, thanks. It doesn't cost you anything. As a matter of fact, it's nothing but good things can ever come out of it. And if somebody doesn't appreciate it, that's okay. Just keep on walking.
We talk about the golden rule.
Amen. Just treat people like you want to be treated.
You live that. We try to live that.
I do. I try to do it. But again, I fail at it every day,
sure, of course.
Right. So I have 3 things on my phone every morning: be professional, be caring, and be trustworthy. Right.
That's on your email signature.
It is on my email signature. So every morning that reminds me, and every day I fail at it. I try to be professional every day. I'm sure some people will say, sometimes I'm not. And if I do, I apologize, and I'll try to get better at that. I care. I truly care. So I try to be caring and be trustworthy. It sounds simple, but sometimes it's not so simple. And so these are things that constantly run through my head, and I'm constantly thankful and grateful that these 3 things run through my head all the time on that.
Well said. Everett Anderson, welcome to the show. Bob Yarborough, Anja Andalek, she's the owner of Fig on the UVA corner. Dusty Haney.
That's a great place.
Yeah, it's an acronym for food is good.
Yeah.
Balkan started as the Balkan Bistro. Started at the farmer's market.
I remember that.
As a Balkan delicatessen.
So it's right. It was, basically a Greek restaurant way back when.
It was Balkan Bistro on West Main. And then Anja, correct us if we're wrong. Then Anja and her husband Yozo opened up Fig on the UVA corner.
Correct.
And now they're having success over there.
Yeah, great restaurant. My wife and I stop by all the time. And the other thing that surprises me is the line at Roots.
Oh my gosh, they are crushing it.
Great story about that. Couple of UVA guys.
That's right.
Opened that
They just
up.
got a private equity infusion.
Did they really?
And they're scaling. They're opening another location in New England.
I wish that we had this whole conversation, right? Mine happened to be by former East Block. Yours happened to be on Ivy Road. But, I do some coaching and mentoring on business. And growth's a great thing, but sometimes it's not.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I've learned that the hard way. Not every dollar has the same value. Is what I've learned. This portion of the program, thanks to Pearl Certification, keeps me.
Yeah. So, hey, loved our show last Friday.
It was phenomenal.
I think
it's on their website.
Yeah, isn't that cool? But I think we kind of had the most watch.
The most watched non-city council.
Really cool.
Yeah. The city council show was fire. That was 2 hours. And can we do a teaser of what's?
We can.
Yeah. Ball's in your court.
So on December 20th, we're going to have a couple of city councilors across the table from us, and
one a city councilor elect,
correct,
and one a current sitting city council woman,
correct. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about affordable housing and what all the great stuff I learned out in Seattle and Portland, and how what their visions and goals and objectives are, and maybe try to get a little leadership moving in the right direction. I was, as everybody knows, we were on the land trust, and we're trying to finally close those things. But I was looking at my notes from that. I started that this time of the year 2017. It should not take that long to make 4 affordable housing units happen.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah, and one of the things
how long start to finish?
We're 2 years. And it's neat because one of the things we'll talk about is Portland and Seattle have actually embraced this green taping philosophy. You know, red tape, everybody understands what red tape is, but green taping is how they're going ahead and
fast tracking.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But they're doing it in a mindful and thoughtful way. They're just not approving stuff just to approve it. But you know, there's a pretty, we'll talk about it on the 20th, but some pretty neat stuff that they're doing. And I think if we can incorporate some here, we can make some magic happen.
So Heather Hill and Michael Payne?
At the moment, Heather Hill.
I like it. I like it. Real Talk powered by the Yes Team Realtors. When you're dotting the I's and crossing the T's here, Keith Smith, the show is yours.
Well, I'm looking at the thing. You got to go to a game here in a few minutes.
I do. We got time. Yeah.
You know, today was just about me and you having a cup of coffee, shooting the what.
This literally has coffee in it, guys. His has coffee in it, too. As much as you think we're mischievous people, this is actually coffee. Coffee. One of these days we may do it when it's not coffee, but today it's coffee.
You remember the 3 B's, right?
What were the 3 B's?
The last one was B.
Be truthful?
It's trustworthy.
Be trustworthy. Yeah. But Yonna knows you very well. She said, what's in there, Keith?
To your health. Look, today was I just wanted to be, go out there and do some deeds, right? Go out there and say thank you to somebody, somebody you don't know. Hey, happy Thanksgiving or have a great day. And it's amazing the response that you'll get. And also makes you feel better.
Amen.
So go out there and do some good stuff.
I love it. I love it. This show powered by the Yes Team Realtors. If you're looking for a solution from a real estate standpoint, it is the Yes Team Realtors. My friend, it was truly a pleasure.
So enjoy the game. Do we have any predictions?
Who's our 2.5-point underdog?
Yeah.
If we win by 1 point, I'll be happy. The last time this happened, last time we got a W was 2003.
You were in school still?
I was still in school. So it's been 16 years since we've gotten a victory.
So I'm not going to give any bad juju or voodoo or whatever, but let's put it this way. I'm going to have my fingers and toes and thumbs.
We're on national TV.
Yeah.
When this team does well, the community does well.
It does, but we tend not to do well when we're on national television.
That's true.
But we'll see.
We will see. Keith Smith, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
We will archive this show. Yeah, Judah, thank you, for real. We'll archive this show in totality on ilovecville.com. Very soon, the shows will be archived on the fabulous, brand new website, the Yes Team Realtors. That's going to be launching soon. We'll spotlight that on the program. We'll turn it into a podcast on iTunes, and for 30 days, we'll syndicate it across the I Love CVille Network. 17 Facebook pages, 17 Twitter accounts, the 3rd largest Instagram in the community, and a newsletter that goes out to 118,000 inboxes. If you learn anything from this program, I think Keith was showing us to live in the moment, to be grateful for what we have, to give thanks to those who are around us, and to be the best version of yourself each day that you wake up, and to remember to kiss the loved ones in your life and tell them that you love them, because life is precious and life can be short and unpredictable. So please keep those around you close and make sure they know how much you truly, truly love and care for them. Enjoy the morning and afternoon, and go Who's.
Amen.
Take care.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. We will get a photo. That was great. You and I have a good dynamic.